The Royal Family Part 1. So summer 2022, I'm going to meet a friend at the Hotel Bel Air for lunch. And so I decide to arrive about 30 minutes early to check email and have a coffee and just enjoy the place. So this older, elegant woman wearing all white comes over and she goes, "Excuse me, is this table taken?" I said, No, please sit. And we start chatting for a bit. And finally I say, "You're English, huh?" And she says, "Yes." I said, "Oh, where do you live?" And she says, "London." And I said, "Oh, really? Where in London?" And she says, "Do you know London very well?" I said, "Yeah, pretty well." And she says, "I live at Kensington Palace." And I said, "What do you say to that?" So I said, "Oh, I've been there. It's nice." So she smiles, and we're chatting, and the waiter comes over, and he says, "Mr. N, are you staying for lunch?" And they know me because I lived there for 6 or 7 months with an ex, which is a story for another time. And then they turn to her, and they say, "Your Royal Highness, would you like anything?" I'm like, who is she? He places her order. So my friend shows up, I introduce them, and we end up chatting all afternoon. And finally I decided to dig in a little bit, and I said, "So what do you think about this whole Prince Harry and Meghan thing?" And she says, "Well, do you know Harry?" And I said, "No, I've never met him." She says, "I don't know if you know this about him, but he's quite thick, you know. He's rather stupid." I said, "No, I didn't know that. And I don't know that that's true, or if he just got on the wrong side of them and they don't like rebels or gingers or whatever." And I thought I'd never see or hear from her again, but she had one of her people track me down and said, "Her Royal Highness thought you were a hoot. Do give a bell if you're ever in London." So, think she'll let me crash?